The fate changer Isagi YOICHI has finally figured out how to surpass Hugo's aptitude ideology and become something more. Blue Lock chapter 344 titled The Rebel has just released. Let's talk about it. So the chapter begins right where the last one left off, with Loki jumping after scoring a goal, with the announcer saying France takes the lead. What a goal. This is no longer anything but a supernatural phenomenon, as Loki once again uses his signature pose after scoring, with the narrator saying Godspeed prodigy Julian Loki is here, with Aiku saying no, 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 seriously, how are we supposed to stop something like that, as Gagamaru says it's a bug, definitely a bug, a cheat code human, with Reo chiming in saying we finally caught up, only to be shaken off in an instant. Damn it, as Karasu says, what's with those two? Are we fighting aliens or something? As Hugo and Loki dap each other up. As we see 15 minutes are left in the game, Ego says substitution. And the sub that's going in is none other than Otoya Ita. As Ego states, go stir things up, Otoya. As Itoya says, sup, Lucky Charm heading in, with Reo coming out of the game, with him saying, go get him, 15 minutes left, as Isagi is there, hands on his knees, saying, sending Otoya here. Ego's intention is clear. Otoya has a ton of combination patterns with Karasu, which means a signal to add a breakthrough to Karasu Center's attacks. As we see Hiyori, Shido, Audio, and Bado looking on at Otoya's sub-in, Isagi continues saying, everyone should know it. At this rate, we'll just get pushed back and lose. So even if it means lowering our defensive strength, there's no path to victory unless we increase our offensive options and take them down with us. But that means, as Isagi really starts thinking to himself, scoring ability is no longer being expected. That's the signal. No, it's not just me. Rin too. Only Isagi and Rin are currently outside the Karasu system for the sake of a comeback. Damn. As Isagi thinks even more on this, the puzzle pieces start to fall and the calm waters start to ripple. He says the team belongs completely to Karasu. Has even Ego abandoned me? Wait, I haven't been able to do a damn thing. What can just Ren and I even accomplish? I'm not number one. I can't see a path to victory. Loki and Hugo are on a completely different level. But as we see his heart in his chest, he says, even in this situation that's this desperate, why am I still so excited? As he clenches his heart. Is fear making my senses go haywire? No, it's been like this since the start of the second half. Ever since I realized how huge Hugo really is, my blood just keeps getting hotter. My brain is racing. This rush is something I've encountered several times before. The person I want to crush is a sensation I've finally found. As we go through each individual that he's played before in the past who were shining brightly and he crushed. This then shocks Isagi, saying, whoa, I see. Whenever I'm able to trigger something beyond my own abilities, it's because at those very moments, there was a number one that I desperately wanted to surpass. Going through the time with Kira, Nico, Nagi, and Kaiser. I find it funny that that's the one thing he remembers about Kaiser when he screams Ness's name. Isagi then continues saying, but since the Neo-Egoist League and after, ever since I became the number one of Blue Lock, I've been fighting with the mindset of staying as number one. Isagi then cracks a smile, finally figuring it out, saying, ha, no wonder it was an aptitude mismatch. Looking at Karasu saying, even though I'm not a number one in talent or mentality, I forced myself to try and become number one, and that's why I ended up in this situation. Hugo's theory is 99% correct, but just 1%. That guy misjudged my aptitude. My ego is, as we cut to Ego saying, don't hesitate, Blue Lock, as Karasu restarts passing the ball. As Ego continues saying, live for the sake of your own goal until the very end. As we see Rin, Shido, and Bado getting ready to do something. It's passed to Hiyori, with Hiyori saying, this is thrilling. Don't you dare screw up, Karasu, as he passes right back to Karasu. He then says, back at ya, extraordinary guy, as Bats comes in to try to steal the ball from Karasu, with him saying, you're the core. If we crush you, we win. As Karasu says, too bad, this is just an after image. As he passes the ball to Otoya, saying, go for it, Shadow Clone, with Otoya saying, dribble fast, baby. As he gets past a French defender, with the defender asking, whoa, for real? As Otoya rushes down the field, a French defender says, watch out for the cross. As Bado, Rin, and Shido are there prepared for the ball, with Karasu saying, no, shoot. as Otoya says "need" and wastes absolutely no time and shoots, only to be blocked by Loki, abusing his speed once again. With Otoya saying, "Wow, fast." As Loki says, so that's Kurosu Tabito's external reinforcement, Shadow Striker. It's a bit of a nuisance, but as long as I can see it, I can stop it. As Hiyori says, "The loose ball. This is bad." With Hiyori continuing saying Hugo is coming again. But just then, Isagi YOICHI, with his white-haired form, intercepts the ball from Hugo before he can reach it. The glorious GOAT finally understands it. With Metavision activated and the puzzles flowing, he says to Hugo, "I've settled our fate, you consultant bastard." As Hugo says, "Isagi YOICHI." Isagi YOICHI then lands saying, "I might not be number 1, but I'm not just a number 2 either." As in the final page of Blue Lock chapter 344, we get this awesome page of Isagi in his white-haired form saying, "Aptitude. I can only shine by devouring number 1. I am an egoist. Aptitude aligned." With the next chapter titled True End. So, with only 15 minutes left in the game, Isagi has finally overtaken the idea of Hugo's number 2 philosophy, disregarding number 1 and 2 and choosing himself above all else, devouring any number 1 that's there, as that is what he does best. I'm so curious to know where this goes going forward. Do I think Japan wins this? No. Do I think they tie it? Yes. Yes, I do. But let me know what you all thought about this chapter down below. The GOAT has returned. You're not gonna hear me shut up anytime soon.